What you're looking at here is previous footage from the last episode where we had another leak, and almost immediately we went to the flashing because it has proven to be an issue in the past, and we assumed that it still was. And as assumptions have a way of doing sometimes, they sent us off in the wrong direction. So with fresh eyes, we took yet another look, and what we found was both exciting because we discovered the problem, but disappointing, and it made me angry, because once again, it came down to installation. I'm not even going to call it error. It was faked. It was done incorrectly because the guys who did the installation just didn't care.
Buckle up for safety as I give you a day in the life of facilities maintenance.
Well, I cannot express how disappointed we were to find out that the roof was still leaking even after installing that flashing. Which just means that we've ruled out another area, but we haven't found the source of the leak. However, I've now found something else that could be our issue, or at least part of it. It goes without saying that this side of the roof has not given us nearly as many issues as the area behind me. It's given us some. There have been flashing issues around there, but as far as the membrane is concerned, it's been okay. But this side of the roof, and I think they started on the other side and finished on this side, this has given us so many problems right in this immediate area here. So I had a bit of an epiphany up here. Well, I didn't have it up here. I had the epiphany in my office. We had a lot of rain over the weekend, but this time we didn't have any leaking into the classroom. That's weird, right? And yet the weekend before we had a lot of rain, and we did have leaking into the classroom. Now, both rains came with windy conditions, but I think the previous weekend there may have been more volume, which means that there could have been more standing water, which got me to thinking. If the leaking is not happening at that scupper drain, and I'm pretty sure it's not, because I did a complete re of that scupper, and I did a really good job. So I don't see a leak happening there, but what if under heavy rain we get a lot of standing water and this area is filling up? That could be triggering our leak. So I'm up here now to take a closer look at the base of all these AC units and where they're tying into the actual roof decking. But I have to ask myself, why didn't we see a leak here earlier? Taking a quick look back at our multiple issues, we've got our pitch pockets, where the multiple cables are running through different roof penetrations. They just had regular boots around those, and so pitch pockets were put in. Same with this one here. They just had a single boot around there and water was leaking down into the boot, so that's been taken care of. We also had our scupper drains. They were leaking and they have been repaired. We've had flashing leaks that have been repaired. And then we went over a year without any leaking at all, and now it started up again. So what has changed? What changed in the past year that is now causing the water that's pools here to be leaking into the roof? So let me show you what's going on at the base of these AC units. And this is new. Now look what I'm seeing here. If we look closely, I'm seeing little cracks there, there. There shouldn't even be a seam here. Here, I'm actually squeezing a little bit of water out of this one. And here's another one right there. So could it be that these little cracks are resulting in all of that water getting in? They are pretty small openings, I'll give them that. But cumulatively, there, I got it out. That wasn't so hard. So maybe, just maybe, sealing up all these little openings will solve our issue.
2 days later.
Well, it's not the nicest weather out here. Yesterday was actually much nicer. It was clear, but it was my day off. I almost came in, but I had too many chores to do at home. So I'm here this morning, and the rain has not started falling yet. But it's coming. It's gray and dark, and we're gonna get some rain. But before it hits, I want to either confirm or disprove my theory that water is coming in through the cracks. There's a little more standing water here today than there was when I was up here the other day explaining my theory, but it is evident that water backs up behind these rooftop AC units here. And like I say, I don't know how they did these corner joints, but there are cracks in them.
And there shouldn't be. Overlapping seams, yes, but no places where two individual pieces of EPDM come together.
And for instance, this one here, there is a crack right there. You can also see a crack right there.
And if you look closely, you can see sealant has been put all the way around the base of this curb, where it meets with the flat EPDM roof deck itself. And my very real fear is that this whole curb and the deck are two separate pieces that simply butt together and have been sealed with some type of caulking or sealant, and that there is no overlap in the material at all. And if that's the case, we've got a big problem, and I'm going to have to pick up a whole bunch of seam tape to repair it.
So I'm going to clean these spots up. I'm going to take a heat gun, put a little heat on them to warm the surface up a little bit, and then I'm going to seal up each one of these cracks with a bit of butyl. And if that proves to be effective, then we'll do some permanent patching.
So using some butyl sealant is a good way to test our theory and see if it actually gets us anywhere.
Just a little warm soapy water. Oh, I'm seeing bubbles coming out of here. I think, check that out. Okay, I think that we may be onto something here. Oh yeah. I just proven a theory. Yes, 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 yes. Right there. However they wrapped this curb just stops at the bottom. These guys.
As I'm cleaning this, let me pull up a couple of images that I pulled from another video to show you how this should have been done in the first place. The first image you can see where the EPDM on the actual roof deck itself wraps up the curb. So when they cut the hole in the roof, they should have cut the rubber membrane, pulled it back, and then wrapped it up around the curb. In the second image, you can see then how the corner detail is put together in order to seal the corner, again, overlapping. There are no butt joints anywhere in a roof like this.
Very interesting. And again, it's all coming back to poor workmanship. So I'm warming this up as much as I am drying it off. It is starting to rain, unfortunately, but this could be the start of 2 weeks of very, very heavy rain. And so I want to get something over these holes to try and prove a theory that I'm actually pretty confident in at this point.
So I'll say this now because as I'm sitting here editing, I don't recall whether or not I said it at the time of filming, but this is just temporary. This is not a permanent repair, but what this will do is prove a theory, stop the leak at this immediate point in time, and get us through the next couple of months so we can come back in the spring and make a proper repair at that time.
I just need it to skin over, and once it does that, the rest of the cure will happen on its own. If I can get it to skin over before it starts pouring rain, we should be good. Now the product that I'm using is called Dicor. It's a sealant that is actually specifically designed for EPDM rubber. A little unconventional perhaps in this application. It's very well known in the recreational vehicle world. Campers, motorhomes, towables, fifth wheels, that sort of thing. Anything with a rubber roof, which a lot of them have. It remains quite flexible. It's got a massive stretch capability. The only trick with this one is this one happens to be a self-leveling variety. It's the only one in black I could find. Yeah, so the trick here is that it just doesn't self-level so much that it actually flows away from the cracks that I'm sealing. I don't think it will. I think it'll stay put well enough to do the job we need it to do. Yeah. So this spot right here and those two corners of that one right there, these look to be our main culprits. So time will tell. Okay, so there they are. I bet you if we dissected this and pulled it apart, we'd have separate pieces just butted together with no overlap. I think that those pieces that you see on the corner there, when they cut the hole in the membrane to drop the AC unit and all the rest of that, build this curb, I bet you it was just like a little sloppy at the corners, and so they cut some patches around there and just stuck them down. I bet you there's no overlap happening anywhere here. So this should get us through the nasty weather that's coming. Well, it's already started, it's here. And once we're past that, then Mark and I can come up here and do some more permanent repairs when the weather warms up a little bit. So yeah, yet another chapter in the epic tale of all the issues that we've had with this roof. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Just found another one.